Sin, Crescendo, and for the bass, Spanish Geranium, all by Lawman. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now a young man who cheers audiences always, and especially in his own show, Who Do You Trust? Mr. John Carson.
Thank you, Arlene. And on my left, wearing the white gloves and the black dress, weighing in at 106 pounds, fighting out of the New York Journal-American, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
It was such a funny introduction, I forgot what I was going to say about our next panelist. But he is back from a tour of the country, all over the country, and at his desk at Random House, and they just let him out for this evening, and here he is now, Bennett Cerf.
And over yonder, you're about to see a man whom every human being of the female persuasion, from Emporia, Kansas to Corpus Christi, Texas, simply drools over. The Charlie Connolly of panel moderator, John Charles Daly.
I must say, after Charlie Connolly's magnificent performance today, that is a high compliment you paid me, Mr. Cerf. If I'm a bit untidy physically and mentally this evening, panel, I trust you'll bear with me. This morning I was up in the foothills of the White Mountains at my old preparatory school, Tilton School, where we were working on a development program, and winter weather caught up with us. And I guess for the first time in nearly 12 years, I came close to not making it. I got in New York 40 minutes ago. But I have a happy little surprise for you. You can get ready to put your blindfolds on now, because we're going to play some tricks tonight. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the show, and we'll meet our first challenger after this. Are those blindfolds all in place?
Yes, sir.
Then it's time to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Mr. X. That's very good. I get to read better every year. Isn't that right? It's nice to have you with us. Would you tell us where you're from?
From New York City.
New York, fine. Would you join me over here now? And do you know how we keep score? What's my
Yes, I do.
In that event, let's let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right.
I could be concerned that it was.
Panel, we can tell you that Mr. X is self-employed and deals in a service. And let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Are we blindfolded because someone on the panel might recognize you by sight?
I believe so.
Are you someone whose name might be in the papers?
Conceivably, yes.
Would you be in the entertainment section of the papers?
Yes.
The what?
Broadly speaking, yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider yourself a performer?
I wouldn't consider myself a performer, but my sponsors do.
Oh, that's nice to have sponsors. Are you in any branch of show business?
I think it might be said that I am, yes.
Would it be backstage in show business rather than performing out front, as it
No,
were?
it would be performing out front.
That makes it 1 down and 9 to go. Johnny Carson.
Would you be considered a critic?
Would be considered a what?
Critic.
I have been.
I think that is a very fair answer. That our guest has been, but that is not the primary function with which we're
all
concerned.
I asked for, John, is fair answers.
Okay, Johnny. It's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Does your work require strength and dexterity?
Does it require what?
Strength and dexterity.
No, if it required strength, I'd be ineligible.
Wonderful. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you do some of your work for television?
Yes.
Would your work fall under the news events or special events department of television?
I think not.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you have a regular program on the air?
Regular? Did you say?
Pretty regular.
Yes.
Well, because you said sponsors, I figure a man that's got sponsors has got to be pretty regular. Are you seen with other people on this program that do the same thing you do?
Yes.
Do you work with your hands? Whatever you do you use your hands?
Oh, I think not essentially, no.
Small conference coming up.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Where is everybody?
That's not part of my work.
Arlene, I'm
Either he does or he
properly
doesn't,
corrected.
huh?
We've reviewed our guest's general activities, and while we don't rule out that the hands are used, as of necessity we all use our hands in almost everything we do, in the particular responsibilities which he carries in his television and other activity, the hands are not used continuously or with regularity in a regular pattern. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
That's right. That makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Carson.
Can I go back home?
Well, I tell you that winter weather is snarled up transportation.
I don't know whether he uses his hands
I'm trying to clear up the sense of a performer. And a performer in the context of, I mean, you don't play an ocarina or a trampoline or something like this, do you?
No, we have to say no to that. That's 6 down and 4 to go.
We don't.
Well, wait a minute. I guess that isn't fair, Johnny. You said you don't play, do you? Double.
Yes, he does.
So that would be yes, he does not play, no.
That's exactly what I said. Yes, he does not play no. He is in the newspaper field. He does work on panel type of shows.
Well, it hasn't been determined the kind of show, and it has been elicited that our guest appears. His name would appear in a newspaper.
Oh, I see. Appear in newspapers. Is this a once-a-week regular show at nighttime?
Yes. At nighttime? No, not necessarily.
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen. I'm going to give you one more minute.
Would you agree with me, Mr. X, that football requires strength and dexterity?
Yes, that's why I don't play.
Do you indulge in any type of sport?
Do I engage in any type of sport?
Yes, professionally.
It's better not to mention it.
That's 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you do a program that would appeal to children?
Well, they'd have to be rather forward children.
8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you have to do anything to do with games that people might play?
Yes.
That are other than sporty?
Yes.
Would you have anything to do with a game that might be played on a table?
Yes.
Would it be anything in the chess area? Well, who knows? I don't watch everything. Maybe they have a chess game on television.
No, I think we'd have to say no.
John, could I take a crack at this if you're going to give it up?
All right, I'm going to...
Would it be cards that you indulge in? Playing a game of, for instance, bridge?
Yes.
Are you Charles Goring?
Yes, very good, Betty. I think it's fair to say, although I'm a little bit ashamed to say, Mr. Gorin, that I am not an expert at bridge, that you are the world's foremost authority in the field, and I believe originated the point bidding system, did you not?
It's sometimes assigned to me.
It's sometimes assigned to you. When it's a good assignment, you'll take it happily. And you have a television program, and you've recently written a book which I believe...
Yes, which I published.
my
If I
fault.
hadn't recognized Gorin at the last minute, I wouldn't have dared go to the office tomorrow.
It's Gorin's Winning Partnership Bridge, I believe.
Exactly right.
And Bennett should publish something like that, because Bennett probably needs how to learn... Well, I said I was going to be untidy. I'll leave that right there. Thank you very much, Mr. Gorin. It's nice to have you with us in What's My Line. Thank you. And now, let's meet a second contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Sally Lehman. Is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Lehman?
Yes.
Miss Lehman. Where are you from?
Pasadena, California.
Pasadena, California. How nice to have somebody from California with us. May I present our panel? Miss Lehman, now will you join me over here? Do you know how we keep score, Miss Lehman?
Yes, I do.
Fine. We'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Miss Lehman is salaried, deals in a service, and let's begin the general questioning with Bennett, sir.
Miss Lehman, of course, we always think of Pasadena at this time of year because of the Rose Bowl and all the ceremonies attended there, too. Can I rule this out as being your activity?
Yes.
You have nothing whatever to do with this entire festival.
No, sir.
Does the service that you perform require some kind of special training?
Yes.
Do you have to have some kind of a degree to perform this service?
No.
No.
That's 1 down to 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Do people come to you for your service?
Yes.
Do you work indoors?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, and I have to give you a no there, but I think it's fair to say to the panel, this does not rule out the possibility that the function could be performed indoors. Mr. Carson?
Could I avail myself of your services?
Yes, sir.
Good. Whatever it is. Do you wear what you would normally consider street clothes in what you do, or is there a special costume involved?
Well, now, you have to ask the question, Johnny, so that we can answer it yes or
You
no.
wear, other than what you're wearing now, when you
Yeah.
do what you do,
Yes.
do you actually touch the people who come to you?
Yes, sometimes.
Does this have to do with some type of instruction that you...
Sometimes. Yes.
Would this be in the educational field?
Well, I would assume here, since you have already asked if instruction is involved, that you are particularizing when you go to education. And I think we would have to agree here that education in the broadest possible conception is served in the process of instruction, and give you a qualified yes.
Well, that's what I asked. Do you perform your services for children?
No.
No, not in this particular case, but again, it doesn't rule out that the function could be utilized for children. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
You said that you could teach, or you could, Johnny could utilize your service. Could I?
Could.
Yes.
Is it
could.
more likely for you to work on men or with men than women?
I hope so, for her sake.
I would say here, Dorothy, in the particular assignment which Miss Lehman has, that would be true, but it is not necessarily generally true.
Now, when you do whatever it is you do, Miss Lehman, do you have something in your hands?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Search.
Miss Lehman, when you're doing what you do, is there movement involved?
Yes.
Is there any music involved with what you do?
No.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Would it be considered an outdoor sport that can be done indoors at times?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with the water?
Yes.
Would it have anything to do with Do you need equipment for this job?
No.
That makes it a small conference.
John's interested in her equipment. Who complains? If you don't ask questions, how will you learn, John? I'm on your side.
Arlene, again, we're going to give you a qualified yes. It happens that it has not been Miss Lehman's practice to use equipment, but we will agree that in the performance of the functions to which she assigned, that equipment could be used, yes.
I see. Is it necessary? Would it be advantageous to be able to swim if one were going to use your services? Another conference is coming up.
Yes.
It would be.
Yes.
In some respects, it would be valuable, yes.
Do you ever perform underwater?
Yes.
Could, I think, would be the answer. You could.
Yes,
Mhm.
You wear a bathing suit in your job.
Yes.
Jolly good. May I rule out aquaplaning or water skiing or deep sea diving?
Yes, you may.
What's left?
Those indoors.
Well, you can do something in a pool. Could you do what you do in a pool, a swimming
Yes.
pool?
Yes.
Does diving have anything to do with it?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Why don't I pass?
Oh, keen.
If she just teaches swimming,
Well, what's wrong with that?
do you just teach people how to swim?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. There is a dual assignment. There's a dual assignment. What would the other part of it be?
Sinking.
Lifeguard, better.
Oh.
That's right. But I'm going to flip all the cards over on that. But here is an interesting aspect of it. Miss Lehman is a lifeguard and swimming teacher at a men's college, California Institute of Technology. Now, there are a lucky bunch of engineers, if I ever saw a lucky bunch of. Where do you go to school yourself at?
Yes, I do at Pasadena.
At Pasadena,
Yes.
but spends 18 hours a week instructing in swimming.
Golly, I thought they just did calculus at Caltech.
Actually, they do.
They
Well,
do it
this is
underwater.
not calculus, Bennett, but I think it's fair to assume that some of the attitudes of the students who are receiving instruction are calculating. Well, and with that happy thank you very much, Miss Lehman. It's very nice to have had you with us on What's My Life. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment after this word from our sponsor. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of the mystery challenger, for which panel is always blindfolded. The blindfold's back in place again, panel?
Yes, John.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel. We use a different form of questioning, as you all know, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Johnny Carson.
Do I know you or do you know me?
Both, I would say.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you a singer?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Yes, sometimes. Mr. Sir?
Are you at present, or have you recently been in a show on or near Broadway?
Yes.
Miss Francis?
Is it playing at the present time?
Not tonight, but it is playing, yes.
Mr. Carson?
Did we establish it was a Broadway show?
Yeah.
That is playing.
Well, it's not all.
Are you a comedian?
Are you a comedian?
Oh, some people think I'm very funny.
Miss Kilgallen?
Are you with a musical comedy which has an Israeli setting?
You in a musical comedy which has an Israeli setting.
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Sir.
Is it a musical that has opened within the past 3 months?
No.
$2 and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Although you're a singer, are you appearing by any chance in a play that is not a musical?
That's correct, yes.
Oh, good.
Mr. Carson?
This is not a musical play, and it's been on Broadway longer than 3 months. Is that true?
Who said that?
No, we
I
haven't
just did.
determined any length. We've determined that it's on Broadway now, currently.
I see. I'm sorry.
Well, Bennett asked a question about 3
Yes,
months.
but it was a musical.
Oh, I see. We've established it's not a musical.
Right.
Oh, me. Do you have a leading lady in this play?
Naturally, yes. Of course, I have a leading lady.
Ms. Kilgallen?
Are you a leading man type rather than a character actor?
Oh, what would you say?
I would say that our guest is more than highly competent to play character parts, but would also make a splendid leading man. Mr. Sir?
No, I know who it is.
You do. Well, say it.
No.
Is it a straight comedy that you are playing in, if it's not a musical?
Well, it's pretty straight, yes.
Miss Francis?
There are several plays in New York at this time that have English casts. Are you in a play that has been successful in London?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Carson?
I think Dorothy knows who it is.
I don't really
Oh, you don't know who it is? Sneak. It has played in London before it came here? Or you have been successful in plays
Yes.
in London? Oh, man. Are you over 50 years old?
Don't answer that question. I wouldn't.
Well, you I know about.
I think this colloquy has gone far enough.
If it's relevant to the position, yes, well, yes, over 50.
Ms. Kilgallen?
Are you in a play which has as one of its characters an angel?
An angel?
Angel. You know, with wings.
Angel.
No.
That's $3 and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Are you in a play that has as one of its characters a dentist?
Yes, there is a dentist.
Would you be Michael Redgrave?
Yes. And I might say Sir Michael Redgrave is our guest. The play, of course, is The Complacent Lover by Graham Greene, which had a great success in London. I believe that's a fair
Indeed.
statement, is it not?
And it's a marvelous play here, too, John.
It is a marvelous
Yes.
play indeed. I think one thing you'd all like to know about Sir Michael Redgrave is that when I arrived at the theater a few minutes ago and found we were fortunate enough to have him as a guest, I said, does anybody know when Sir Michael was knighted? And nobody did, but they said they'd go and ask Sir Michael when he got to the theater. They went and asked him, he said, well, he's not sure, but he thinks it was probably 1959. That's a very nice way to take a night. A knighting.
I'd like to say that Sir Michael has a magnificently talented daughter whom I saw at the Shakespeare Festival Theater in Stratford this summer, and you should be very proud of her.
A chip off the old block. I hope that comes off right, too. Thank you very much, Sir Michael, for being our guest. Nice to have you. And we'll be back after this word from our alternate spot, New York. May I say, Johnny Carson, it's been great fun having you back with us on the panel. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Johnny. It's always a pleasure.
And good night, Miss Arlene Francis.
Good night, Johnny. Good night, Johnny.
Good night, Charlie. Good night, Dorothy.
Good night, Johnny. Good night, Bennett.
Your friends in Texas are very fond of you, John.
Well, that's very nice to
Good
hear,
night.
Bennett. I must say there's a lot of good friends in Texas, and I hope perhaps I can get down to Texas myself soon and repair some of the damage that Bennett did down there only this past week. That's